Hello, ladies and gentlemen. Now, I'm pretty sure that we all know that free speech is a very crucial thing in this country, and is what's keeping this country from honestly falling apart. Obviously, you have to lose free speech and your Second Amendment rights in order to make the country fall apart. But I digress. But anywho, it seems that I'm pretty sure everybody remembers the report that I did about a month ago, where over a month ago, where a young lady such as herself, a college student, was got an F or a 0 on her paper because she said biological woman on her paper. I'm pretty sure you remember this young chap, right?
On a project proposal in my class because I used the term biological women, which is apparently not allowed anymore. She even said it was a good project proposal, but I got a 0 because I used this term and it's exclusionary and not allowed anymore, so. And I 100% know that this is like the most biased grade ever because my project is about transgenders competing in biological women's sports. How am I supposed to do my final project if I can't use the word biological women? But that's what my project is about.
Well, it looks like there seems to be some serious problems here. Because, at least not for her in particular, but for the teacher herself. And what I mean by that is that we have this. Woke professor forced to undergo free speech training after failing student who said biological woman. And then a stunning event of the University of Cincinnati has ruled against a woke professor and is making her go through educational training to further understand what free speech means. Adjunct Professor Melanie Rose Nipper gave student Olivia Crosleck in her Women's Gender Studies class when a Crosleck in a project about their unfair advantages transgender athletes have against biological women. Crosleck used the exclusionary term biological woman. Crosleck went viral on TikTok discussing the matter and had filed a complaint with the school. According to the New York Post, Nipper was given a formal reprimand for his actions, and a copy of the letter will go on the professor's permanent record. But the words identity, emphasis, mine. So what we have here is that, so that's pretty much the case of all be all. What we have is that we have, the same thing here. The whole process took 10 seconds. As Stanford University students forced to undergo free speech training after woke dean and law grads heckled Trump judge say course was a joke. Stanford University students have been forced to undergo free speech training after this woke dean and law grads heckled a Trump-appointed judge. Judge Kyle Duncan was ambushed by Associate Dean Triang Stenbach during a discussion in March as woke students clicked their fingers in support. The Washington Free Beacon reported earlier this week that as a part of the efforts of the university to turn over a new leaf, they had students take part in a freedom of speech training session. The online training is said to have required little to no time at all, with students able to skip the modules completely. One student told the Free Beacon on the day of the training was due, I went to the attestation link provided by the university, checked a box confirming I watched the videos, and that was the end of the matter. Whole process took 10 seconds. The Free Beacon reported that students had been given 6 weeks to watch 5 pre-recorded videos, both about an hour long, then asked to sign a form attesting that they had done so. The videos could be played on mute, and the form could be assessed without opening the training, letting students tune out the modules or skip them entirely. On March 22nd, Stanford Law Dean Jen Martinez issued a memorandum responding to the incident earlier that month. Martinez wrote, enforcement of university policies against disruption of speakers is necessary to ensure the expression of a wide range of viewpoints. Lawyers in training must learn to confront injustice or views they don't agree with and respond as attorneys. Judge Duncan had been ambushed by Stenbach, who went on a 6-minute rant, which had been written down condemning his life's work. Woke students clicked their fingers in support after progressive colleges warned hand clapping can cause offense and cried yes in agreement. Duncan, a 51-year-old Louisiana-born lawyer known for challenging LGBTQ+ rights, was appointed a federal judge in 2018 by then President Trump. It says Duncan stood and shook his head in amazement while Stenbach also voiced her support for her free speech. He was tasked with discussing how laws related to guns, COVID mandates, guns, and Twitter. So you've invited me to speak here, and I've been heckled nonstop, said Duncan. But Duncan tried to reply to remarks by Stenbach. Students screamed, let her finish. They remained hushed and polite while the woke dean espoused her beliefs, but offered Duncan no such courtesy. Following the incident, the president of the school promised to safeguard free speech after the protest. Mark Tessier-Levin, who also plummeted public apologies, Judge Duncan, also promised new initiatives to safeguard and strengthen campus freedom of speech. Tessier-Levin cited the talk, which now has federal judges promising not to hire Stanford law students as clerks, as a deeply disappointing event, and believed that the school must reject such corrosive conduct. He also promised that freshman students would be given workshops that would teach them how to discuss contentious issues in a constructive manner. Yeah, so unfortunately for everybody, for those students involved, including, oh my, what's going on here? There you go. You get to see my beautiful mug once more in clear daylight. Anyhow, it's kind of sad, really, in this instance, to where we have particularly the school trying to force these crazy policies, but now now that the judge has gotten hold of the whole situation and the issues at large, it seems that obviously they're forced to have to take free speech training. Oh boy, how the tables have turned. So yeah, it doesn't seem too great at what we have here for this school. And what we have here is that I know 100% is the most biased grade I ever received from from this one. In 2021, a teammate of mediocre male swimmer turned NCAA champion swimmer Leah Thomas was asked to write an op-ed on the topic of the student newspaper. So yeah. Once Olivia became a popular figure in the pro-women and conservative media, or corporate media, content provider the Cincinnati Enquirer tracked down millionaire Nose Ripper. Nipper, faced with a complaint that Olivia's free speech is being compromised, wanted it known that she supports free speech, providing she agrees with the speech. Although Nipper said she agrees classrooms should be places for debate and discussion that ends when you are intentionally or unintentionally participating in a systemic harm of some kind. She cited transphobia and white supremacy as examples. Similar incidents have occurred in the past, said Nipper, who has taught at UC since 2021. When a student uses an outdated terminology, Nipper said she feels that it is necessary to correct those mistakes. Apologies. And in fairness, Nipper says she will happily regard the assignment. It would just require Olivia using words that a professor likes. As of this writing is unclear, the student will take up another offer. Yeah, because that's what we've been talking about this entire time, right? That you have to do what they say. If you don't do what they say, then you are a bad person, you are terrible, you're transphobic, etc., etc. Authoritarians to their very core. You're allowed to do whatever you want, allowed to say whatever you want, as long as it's not, violating any type of laws. And last time I checked, trying to say the word biological woman is not against the law. Of course, back in Michigan, that might be other case where, that might be the problem. Michigan is not very happy with, the freedom of speech and the First Amendment, so they're really trying to eradicate that by saying the opposite person's sex, that if they don't agree with it, illegal. So, there's that. Well, guys, that's it for the video. Like, subscribe, share. So, take care.